Tonight at the Capitol today, renewed discussions around addressing fraud in our state. That includes a key proposal to create a statewide Office of Inspector General. Danny Spiewak joins us live from St. Paul with the proposal and where the bill stands. Danny?
Well, simply put, this Office of Inspector General would be a statewide agency, a new office that would have the power through law enforcement and subpoenas to investigate fraud across Minnesota state government. It passed the Senate with broad bipartisan support last year, but stalled in the tied House of Representatives. And today in the House, we once again saw partisan gridlock over this issue. Last session, the Minnesota Senate did something almost unthinkable in politics today. It passed a bipartisan bill, 60-7, that would establish a statewide Office of Inspector General to tackle fraud. You worked with a Democratic colleague. You passed a bill easily. How did you do that? How did you build those relationships across party lines?
I don't think it was easily because it took a lot of time and a lot of effort, and a lot of trust had to be built.
Republican Senator Michael Kroon and DFL Senator Heather Gustafson are leading the joint effort in the Senate on the Inspector General proposal. This Inspector General position would be recommended by the legislature and appointed by the governor, with sweeping subpoena and law enforcement power to investigate fraud.
The responsibilities would be statewide, all programs, providers, recipients, and the agents itself to look for fraud.
The Senate is likely to pass this legislation again this session, but the bill's fate in the House, where it failed last year, remains unclear.
Minnesotans deserve a fully funded OIG that can fix this problem.
In committee Thursday, DFL Representative Matt Norris presented an amendment to the Senate version that adjusted the structure of the Inspector General's office and grew the cost. House Republicans say they were blindsided by the changes and refused to support the amendment.
And in Representative Norris's words, this is a wide sweeping, grandiose DE amendment, and we were not consulted.
Still, the idea isn't dead. If the House can work out differences the rest of the session, Governor Walz says he'll sign an Inspector General bill.
And I'm hopeful that the House will put partisan politics aside and send it back, and we can get that passed into law.
But in the last hour here at the Capitol, there really was more partisan politics as Republicans attempted to force a floor vote here on the House floor of the Senate version. But Democrats say that this should go through committee, that the House DFL version should be talked about, and that they should craft their own legislation. So still no end in sight to the gridlock over this issue. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Danny. KARE 11 has been covering the fraud crisis in Minnesota for years. You can see all of our recent reporting right now on KARE11.com/fraud.